what we want to look at as the just transition is that how are we being anchored on SDG 8 that talks about the decent work, those requirements and aspirations of SDG 8 is about the welfare of the worker. Decent job where a worker, when we talk about waste pickers, here, the UN and the Paris Agreement talk about an informal waste picker. Somebody who does not have a UHC, so how can you be considered as a waste picker? You are an informal waste picker. As per the standard, the ILO standards of work, you must have social security, you must have a health cover, you must be recognized by the government at a minimum wage. So, Mr. Gashore, more power to climate justice, more power. From today, it is a black spot in the waste sector. We've been called as waste pickers. We are informal waste pickers. So for that reason, we want from here, signatures go pale. We want to collect signatures for formalization to be recognized as waste pickers. But for now, our status is we are informal waste pickers.
When they are doing the public participation, and I can tell you there is a budget, a whole big budget of environment in the county.
All of these stories were told even before we went in there, and we found them in this place, and that is when we started to tell this story. And most importantly, it's a moment of pride, at least for us, to be able to see that waste pickers, Joyce, Solo, you can talk about the issues of chemicals that are affecting you in the dump sites. And it means all of these engagements that we've had since 2020 to try to bring the discussion about the invisible aspects of plastic pollution is becoming more popular now. And seeing that video, that documentary highlighting those issues is absolutely fantastic. And thank you, Gerard, also for that production. So when it comes to the impacts of chemicals in plastics to human health, to the environment, and to the economy.
So we had that discussion and those strategies came out, and that's how the manufacturing sector started having this conversation, which went into the EPR. And the EPR actually tells us to relook at our processes, look at the sources of our materials, look at how they're going to be disposed, look at the designs of the products. So I think we are making our efforts. It's not a one-day journey, so it is something that we can keep working on and improving.
How is the response so far from the producing industry in terms of the efforts you're trying to make to tell them, hey, cut this down? Because I know at the end of the day, they're looking at profits and looking at sustainability and trying to find the balance. And if it doesn't make sense for profits, a lot of them just prefer to wish it away. So how do you get them to strike that balance?
A lot of industries are investing in their R&D, their research and development, and seeing how they can change their products to be environmental friendly.